If you're watching this video, I am assuming you believe in multi-dimensional existences. Most of you would know them as past lives. Today, I'm talking about connecting with the alternate versions of you that exist in different dimensions or different realities, meaning connecting with your alternate selves, past lives. That is the topic for today. Welcome to my channel. My name is James Jerome, and I help people connect with their vibrational selves. I provide tips on how to raise your vibration and expand your consciousness, and how to release and integrate negative emotional states. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell so that you can stay informed and up to date whenever I release a new video. Okay, so let's begin. Multidimensional selves. So as much as I want to go into the details about the theory of multidimensional selves and the multidimensional universe, I feel like that is a whole another video topic, and today I want to streamline it with this video I want to focus on making the vibrational connection to those parts of yourself and how you can begin to open up that channel to begin to download information beneficial for you and your better life goals. So assuming you already understand that there's a vibrational you that exists and a solid 3D you that exists, I'm going to take that one step further and suggest that there are multiple versions of you existing vibrationally and physically. And these versions of you are all connected via a singular soul energy. Connecting to your higher soul energy, we'll call it, or what an author that I really love, Janet Swerdlow, refers to as an oversoul. So connecting to your higher energy, or what Janet Swerdlow refers to as Oversoul. Janet Swerdlow is an author that I really love. Connecting to your higher soul energy, or what one of my favorite writers, Janet Swerdlow, refers to as an oversoul, is a way that you can also experience and connect to your alternate selves that exist in different vibrational realities. To provide a visual of what I'm talking about, a good example would be a tree and the roots. So picture a tree trunk and the roots kind of being your oversoul, and the leaves and flowers are sort of your multidimensional selves that grow and have a life cycle of their own, whereas the tree and the trunk always remain static, and it's the continuation of the plant over the seasonal turnover. However, each new season brings a new set of leaves, much like with your oversoul, we're not thinking of seasons, but a new lifetime. Each branch of that oversoul has many lives kind of growing and developing and passing away, and then repeating the cycle over again, feeding all of that life information to the central soul being in order to self-actualize and etc., etc. Now that you kind of have a visual of what an oversoul is, I really like the image of the oversoul being a tree. I think it's a good metaphor or visual. I know I mentioned Janet Swerdlow. If you don't know who Janet Swerdlow is, she's an author. She was a mentor of mine back in 2010 to 2012. And I learned quite a bit from her and her husband, doing tours and meeting them in Michigan. It was awesome and a very amazing experience that I was able to take part of at that time. So I'm very grateful for that and what I learned from her. She wrote a book called Decoding Your Mind, which is where I began to practice sort of connecting to the oversoul energy. She describes that quite well in that book. So I highly recommend it if you want to go further into what I'm talking about. I will follow up with a book review, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, when you connect to the higher energy via meditation, you begin to open up your mind to what everyone calls channeling. I like to use the term connection rather than channeling, because if you think about aligning yourself vibrationally, then you are making a connection to what's already there. To me, the two terms are interchangeable, however. You will hear me say connection rather than channeling quite a bit, but the way it works is because of law of attraction, a universal law that we can all see around us. If you have two matching vibrations, the law of attraction dictates that they become instantly connected to each other. If you don't completely understand the law of attraction and how that works, just take a moment to think about molecules that join together to form something. Molecules that are similarly made up of atoms and electrons join together via vibration to create the thing that you call an object, a person, or an animal. Difference between a living thing and a table is that we are animated by a God mind consciousness, which I'm going to call that, and a desk that you're sitting at is basically just molecules. The big difference between a living being and a table is that we are animated by consciousness. And that desk that you're sitting at is mostly just molecules vibrating at a different rate than you or your mind. I mean, honestly, that object probably does contain a consciousness, but that is a whole other video topic. On to Oversoul, back to Oversoul. So to connect to your Oversoul energy or your higher self and begin the process of exploring your multidimensional selves, you simply start on working the connection during meditation sessions. So meditation is the cornerstone of all energy work because it quiets your ego mind and all those thoughts that spin around, so that you can essentially hear the vibrations or feel the vibrations that operate on a more subtle level and a more quiet frequency. Everything is existing in the same space. We have to learn to tune into our brains. We have to learn to tune our brains into it, much like a radio dial. However, we have to do that with our minds. Now, if you want to speed up the process of hearing or connecting, you can check out Vipassana meditation, which I did a review video about. The reason why I love Vipassana meditation is it kind of kickstarts your mind into the process of understanding and feeling what meditation or what connection is. 10 days of silence and 12 hours a day of meditating will definitely get you turned into the frequency of your Oversoul if you consciously make an effort to do so. I also found the techniques from the book Hyperspace Helper to be very powerful, to be a very powerful layer to add to my own meditation practice, because the book introduces you to the idea of archetypes and using archetype symbols to control vibrational frequencies during meditation. So it's quite beneficial if you are a visual kind of person. One particular use of the infinity symbol, we all know what the infinity symbol is. We put the infinity symbol over the crown chakra during our meditation visually. You can connect to that oversoul, kind of soul, higher self energy, connecting to your multidimensional selves. You will know that the type of work that you're doing is working because you will feel a slight shift in your thoughts and body. For me, I get a tingling sensation in my forehead, and my kind of ego thoughts melts away, and it gives way to kind of images that I get, and they all seem random. But for this type of work to be effective, you have to let go of the idea of what should happen or what something should feel like. Shoulds or woulds create boundaries to vibrational energy downloads, and you have to keep your mind and your thoughts open in order to receive. Spending some time writing down what you're seeing or what images are coming up, no matter how trivial or uninteresting they might seem, allows your conscious ego, your conscious mind, to absorb the information that it's seen, and it also sets up a clear sort of channel for more info to come up later on. It's almost like when you write a dream dictionary, you tend to remember your dreams more. It's the same with a meditation journal. You write down what you see or what you download, and then that kind of trains your mind to. Now, the big question is why you would do this type of work and what is the benefit. Honestly, finding out the core essence of what makes you you is a huge advantage when learning to self-heal or manage your vibration or better your life or manifest what you want. Because when you are all connected when you are connected to all the versions of yourself via your oversoul or your soul or your higher self, your vibration is stronger and clearer, which means you essentially are a stronger person. When your vibration is stronger, you are confident in the world. You aren't susceptible to being manipulated by others or outside influences. You can stand your ground, knowing your own strength and power, which is really important nowadays because of what's going on in the world. Connecting to your alternate vibrational selves can give you insight to your true calling in life as well. You can open up your mind to understanding why you are the way you are. You can connect with alternate beings and see what kind of world they inhabit through images. You can receive messages giving you insight into your personal struggles and your future. And what I mean by that is if you connect to an alternate self and say that alternate self may have died violently in a fire, and now you in this life you have some irrational fears or phobias around, I don't know, having a fire in your house or something. When you understand that fear is coming from something else and you integrate it and release it, a lot of the times that anxiety slowly subsides over time and you are definitely free from that irrational fear. But that's just one kind of example of what can happen when you start to explore your alternate selves. Another benefit is you can release subconscious trauma or traumas from past lives or trauma from when you were an infant or when you were a toddler that kind of goes subconscious. I just want to throw out there that I'm using the term past lives, but I prefer the term alternate existences only in the sense that time is not linear and everything is all happening at one time. So I think the term alternate existence kind of suits that way of thinking. So I also want everyone to understand that if you have ever seen a psychic, a healer, or listened to your favorite channeled messages from whoever on social media, that you can tap into that exact same energy that they're doing instantly, very, very easily with just some of the techniques I'm describing in this video. You can be your own guide, your own spiritual healer. You just have to allow yourself to be that person in your life rather than search for it outside of yourself. You can download your own healing messages. You can keeping an open mind is very important. Don't judge anything that comes up. Those little images and messages that you're writing down will make sense in the future. They might not make sense when you're doing it, but they will later on. If you are centered and your meditation game is strong, you will get downloaded information that just isn't sort of weird thoughts that you're making up. You will know the difference between what you are creating and what you're receiving, which is really important to discern because that gives you confidence in what you're doing. We are the only beings in the universe which can connect to a physical, dense 3D world and also that higher vibration of God. During this time, I personally believe that it is your duty as a human on this earth in this time to strengthen that connection from the higher vibration all the way to the lower vibration, accepting all those different parts of yourself, dark and light, coming together as a strong vibrational pillar connecting all the way up. By using the techniques I've outlined in this video and doing some of your own research into what I'm talking about, you can begin to be an example of those around you of what true strength and balance is. People are going to notice that subtle change in you. It happened with me. It's really amazing to get that kind of feedback from people, knowing that that is exactly what I'm trying to do. So it's being grounded and centered in reality with a strong vibrational connection to the vibrational energy, what makes up our higher self and our connection to God consciousness or the universe. I like to refer to it as God consciousness. So thank you for making this video to the end. I really appreciate people spending time to watch my content, and feel free to share this type of information with anyone you know. Hopefully they won't think that you are losing your mind. I personally am quite of a skeptic person. I was raised in a religious household. I do this research because it resonates true to me, and hopefully all this work that I'm doing is resonating with you all as well. So thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you on my next video later. Bye.